Hello, everyone. Good day. My name again is Abiodun. It's good to be back. I believe everyone can see me. How you doing? How's your day been today? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're watching me from. I believe you can see my screen. You can see my screen. Please drop me a chat. Today it's a bit of a pathetic story. This is a story. If you can see my screen, if you can see the pictures on my screen, you see a couple very happy, but sadly, they are no more with us. They are no more with us, sadly. This is the story about this guy. This is the perpetrator. This guy went to buy his wife about 9 years after divorce. 9 years after divorce. These are the couple that he pied. But this is a picture during their first marriage, when they were first married. And a couple of years later, they were divorced. Let me tell you the story. So I was reading, I was on this website. I was on this, let me show you. So because I like to work with evidences, I was on a particular website on this browser. It says alleged psycho surgeon Michael McKee fired nearly 24 shots into his ex-husband, reports. So I was reading it, and it's about a very wild case, very recently. It's about this couple in Ohio, a dentist named Spencer Tepe and his wife, Monique. So this is a dentist who was smiling with his wife, and Monique is this is a dentist. His name is Spencer, and the wife is Monique. Man, it's a very tragic one. On paper, Monique's ex, that's this one in glasses with a mugshot. This is the ex. Let me show you the ex properly so that this is the ex. On paper, Monique's ex, Michael McKee, was the guy who had it all. He had everything that everybody, people want to, people envy. He was a surgeon. Not just a surgeon, he is licensed in 3 states, working at a respected hospital. He's licensed in 3 states, working at a very well-respected hospital. They were all, both of them, the 3 of them, are all Ohio State grads. They all finished from Ohio State, I think Ohio State University. They were from Ohio State University. Apparently, this doctor dated the ex while in the university. They were all moving in similar circles. The kind of life people post about, they were all in the same kind of circle. But this is the gut-wrenching part. There are 2 little kids. That is, let me show you the family. This is the family, and their kids, but thank God we blurred the face of the kid. There are 2 little kids, a 1-year-old and 4-year-old, were in the house when it all happened. They were found physically okay. The kids were found physically okay. But can you imagine your whole world just ends and you're too young to understand why? These children don't have kids. They don't have parents anymore. This guy came from nowhere and ended the life of their parents. Now, what happened was that a friend, called the dentist, the late man, that is Spencer. He called Spencer, and Spencer was not picking up his call. He called Spencer and said, "Where is Spencer? Spencer is not picking up his call. This is Spencer and the wife." So he knew that something was not, right. So he knows that his friend will always pick his call. Maybe at the first, second ring, he will always pick his call and say, "Hey, hi, I'm here. What's up?" But when this guy did not, pick up the call, he was like, "Man, there's something wrong somewhere." He had a bad feeling that because Spencer and Monique, neither of them were picking up their call. They were not answering their phone. So the friend, goes over to check their house. Let me get the picture of the house. I think, no, there's no point because of certain, reasons. The friend went to their house, and what he saw was horrific. It was bad. He had to put a call to 911, and you can, the guy that picked up the call had a very, he knew that something was really, really bad in that, premises. So the police were called in, and when the police got there, you need to know what they found. The police found, he found the couple lying next to their bed. When they got there, they found that the doorbell, or the door, had been broken into, and they had to look around and check for cameras from neighbors. It was camera from the neighborhood that gave the police the hint that they needed. Apparently, this doctor is a surgeon, not just a doctor, he's a surgeon. He came to that house, broke all the cameras that were, that could give him away. But sadly for him, a neighbor's camera was able to pick him, was able to identify him, identify the car. The police now traced the car to where it came from. Do you know that this doctor, this is the ex, came all the way from Ohio to come and carry out this dastardly act? It came all the way from Ohio to Columbus, December 30th, to come and carry out this dastardly act. The accident scene, the police found that it wasn't just 16 gunshots. They found that there was a bit of a struggle while the guy, was trying to carry out exactly what he did. He shot in Hall. Autopsy, report showed that Spencer had been shot. Spencer, that's the guy, the dentist. Let me show you the guy. Spencer had been shot 7 times. That's the new husband of this lady. That is the husband of the ex. Had been shot 7 times. And Monique had been shot 9 times. They passed on within minutes. There was no alcohol or drugs in their systems. They were just home. Like I said, police investigation quickly pointed to one man, Monique's ex-husband, which is Michael McKay, the surgeon. Michael McKay, the surgeon. This is the husband, the ex-husband is Michael McKay. He wasn't a stranger. He was a successful surgeon, like I said earlier on, from Illinois. Himself and Monique had been married years ago, 9 years ago. By all accounts, he was a respected doctor, like I said earlier. But the police said he drove from his home in Illinois all the way to Ohio. How did they know? Like I said, the neighbor's security camera caught a car arriving just before the crime and speeding away just after the crime. Detectives followed that clue, like in the best detective shows, and it led them straight to McKay's door in Illinois. So they tracked this doctor, this horrific man who never let the past go. They tracked him all the way from Ohio to Illinois. On January the 10th of this year, this is a fresh case. So it is not the past case. It's a fresh case. On January the 10th this year, he was arrested. Police searched his home and found several guns. They said one of those guns is linked to the killings. Now, this is where the story became very more shocking. It was learned that Spencer and Monique were shot, like I said earlier on, 16 times, which was, it sounds more like a terrible, violence. But the police at the scene found something even more chilling. They found evidence that nearly 24 bullets were fired in that house. That means the gun was fired again and again with many shots missing. This wasn't just a murder. It was a furious, chaotic attack. So I tell people, look, when you need to be sure who you're going to get married to. Some people, like my topic said, are you sure your ex is truly done with you? Are you truly sure your ex is truly done with you? There are some information that should not be online. There are some things you should not post. There are some things that you should, once you're done with someone, don't let them have access to you. This doctor and the ex, the account that I read never showed that they have children. They don't have children. So I don't know why the doctor is still, still interested in the ex. So let me continue. So sources close to the case have even used a chilling term to describe McKay, that's the doctor, this one, as alleged psychosurgeon. He's a psychopath, psychosurgeon. Michael McKay is now charged with 4 counts of premeditated murder and burglary. The funny thing is, this guy stood in court and said, not guilty. In my country, we say, try and protect yourself, because if you buy, the person that is still alive will continue to live their life. So you have to be very careful and protect yourself. Like I said earlier, the issue with this couple was that their house, I don't think they had enough camera or security apparatus that could alert them that somebody is breaking into their house, or enough protection that will ensure that at least they are at alert that somebody is coming in to attack them. Do you understand? The incident leaves us with so many questions. How does a respected surgeon become the main suspect in such a violent crime? What kind of anger leads someone to fire 24 bullets? And most unimportantly, what happens now to those 2 children who lost both parents in a single night? Please think about your children. Think about your children when it comes to, if you know that your ex is a very violent, unforgiving person, run far away. Run far, far, far away from that kind of a ex. This is pathetic. Those children now they don't have parents. They are orphans. This is more than a news headline. It's a real live mystery about the darkest side of human nature. It is a reminder that violence can shatter life in an instant, and that the search for justice is just the beginning. This happened here, and it's happening every day. Imagine these beautiful lives cut down. So this is my story, and what lessons can we learn from this tragic event? Let's learn some lessons. From this story, we can learn that violence does not end with a relationship. The greatest risk of violence from an abusive partner often comes when a victim tries to leave or has moved on. This case shows that former partners can still pose a life-threatening danger years after separation. So it's important to know if you know that your partner is someone that you can actually, you need to know the kind of partner that you are living. If it is somebody that is prone to violence and someone that is unforgiving, please run away. If it's possible, run. Look at this guy traveled all the way from a particular state to another state. He is being moved now back to Ohio to face justice. The second lesson to learn here is appearance can be profoundly deceiving. This guy is a respected, educated professional in a trusted, position. A licensed surgeon can be capable of acts of extreme violence. Success and social status do not guarantee a non-violent character. So that someone is very successful doesn't mean that the person is, is a sane person. This is a surgeon who has his future, in front of him. But he was unforgiving. The guy never let go. He didn't let go of his ex. Hence, he had to go and carry out this dastardly act. That is why I would advise anyone, do not date based on material things. In fact, do not marry. It doesn't just happen to married people. Single people, don't date someone because, oh, he's providing for me. Oh, he's rich. Oh, this is the kind of job he does. Oh, he's an IT guy. Oh, he's a doctor. He's a lawyer. He's a barista. You need to know the person. You need to know how the person was raised. Some people are not, they are just animals in human skin. Animals in human skin. Please, don't date someone based on physical things. You need to know their heart. Are they kind? Do they have empathy? If you date someone who is kind, who has empathy, I think you're 70% good. It's not about the degrees that we bag these days, because people feel that once somebody is very rich, and fine enough, some people will tell you they prefer to cry in a Bentley. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Oh, the enduring scars of overkill in crime. Firing nearly 24 shots suggests a crime driven by intense rage or a desire for total annihilation. This extreme level of violence, known legally as overkill, shows the attack was likely personal, emotional, and intended to send a message. Intended to send a message. This is too much. A message beyond murder. Next one is the lifelong trauma of childhood witness. Now, what this is talking about is the two children in the home, though physically unharmed, will likely carry profound psychological trauma for the rest of their lives. They are secondary victims whose future are forever altered. Unfortunately, these children will bear the brunt. This woman seemed to have a penchant for doctors. The first husband is a surgeon. The second husband is a dentist. She probably, I don't know details, but she's probably a medical person as well. But now, they are gone. The children are the ones to bear the brunt now. The children belongs to the government. The children are probably with the foster care. Now, the critical role of digital evidence. Modern investigations rely on more than just physical evidence. In this case, neighborhood surveillance footage was the key that traced the suspect's vehicle across state lines, proving indispensable. So, like I said, it's important if you know that your ex is a violent, unforgiving person who is prone to anger, is vindictive. Please, you need to protect yourself with security apparatus like cameras, put burglary proof. You need to have wrench like they have in standard hotels. When I stay in standard 5-star hotels, there's always this wrench at the back where you will have to, when you're going to bed, you apply it to the door so that if the door is being tampered with, it will make certain sound. It will make certain sound, and sometimes if they try to open it, they can't go through because the wrench you put at the back will give them a barricade, and if they force it, you will wake up and get to be able to protect yourself. So please put in security details if you know that your ex or and this is not applicable to just a man. Some women too are very vindictive. Some women can do this. Women even do this. I made a mess of this. Something check as a vital community safeguard. All right, that was too large. I couldn't read it. The friend who called. Okay, yes, that is wellness checks. A friend who called 911 performed a crucial act, trusting your instincts when someone is unreachable, and conducting a wellness check can be the first step in uncovering a crime and protecting others, including vulnerable children. Please and please have someone who can check on you all the time. Someone who can call and say, hey, are you doing okay? Always have someone who will say, hey, I just said I should check on you. Somebody who can say, hey, your phone is not ringing. Let me check the house and be sure that you are okay. Seriously speaking, if this guy had not had a friend that could call him, those children is my own concern. Those children, that they are just 1 year and 4. What would they have done? Those parents that were murdered could have just been in that house, probably rotting away. And those children could have even also passed on from hunger, because they would have been hungry, they would have cried their ass out, they would have, so many things could have even been wrong with those children, and sadly, it could have been 4 lives. But thank God that there was a friend. Please always have a friend. There's still someone. That friend doesn't necessarily have to be someone who is your real friend. It could be family. It could be your parent. It could be mom, dad, who could just call on you and say, hey, Mokon, you can check. And I just say, let me check on you and be sure that you are fine. This is what saved those 2 children. The friend who called 911 performed a crucial act, trusting your instinct when someone is unreachable, and conducting a wellness check can be the first step in uncovering a crime and protecting others, including vulnerable children. Let me give you a story. There was a friend, it's not a friend, I had the story actually, who I'll give 2 stories. There was a friend who had passed in his house. He lives alone. So for people who live alone, this is another information. This guy had passed in his bed, but nobody knew. In fact, several stories like that, because there was another lady in the UK that passed. She didn't resume work. They were calling her phone frantically. Nobody could, reach her until the office had to call the police, and they went to her house, broke down the house. They found out that she had passed on the floor. The same thing applied to a friend here in the United States. He had passed in the house, but nobody knew. It was a friend that he had given his key. So this guy gave his friend a spare key to his apartment to say, just in case you need anything. Just in case you need anything, he knew. It wasn't that just they're coming to check me. Just in case, I lost my key, in case I lose my key, or I travel, or you need something, this is the access to my house. Do you know that it was that key, that friend, that went to the house and checked his friend out and found out that his friend had passed? His friend had passed. His friend had passed. There was another story of a lady who had passed. She had saved about $50,000 under her bed. $50,000 under her bed. She was called on to come and work at work. Nobody called her, as in nobody could reach her. But by the time they called and went to check, she was already 3-4 days dead. She was already smelling. So please, these are lessons. Other than from this story, these are lessons that we can learn. Have someone who can check on you. Have someone who can call someone in case they cannot come to your house. Because some of us, we have friends that are far away, but cannot quickly come to you to check on you. So they can call someone else to say, hey, I know you are close to this guy. Go check his house. I can't reach him. His phone is not ringing or something. Or go check up this family or something. Have someone who can call you, and also have someone who has a key or have access to you. And then another thing that I learned is that have a sticker maybe on your refrigerator or something, especially if you live alone, about who they can reach just in case there's help. Because if maybe you're unconscious or something, you won't be able to give information about who to reach just in case maybe somebody you pass or something bad happens to someone. So if you have a sticker in the house that says just in case of emergency, call this person, then the police or the authority can reach someone on your behalf so that the rescue can come to you. So this is the story. Please stay safe out there and report to the police if you see something very strange. This is a story. This is a sad story. This doctor, as a surgeon, the face of a killer. As the face of a killer, successful surgeon. He is just in his 30s, young guy, 30-something years old. I think he's 36 or 39. I can't remember the exact age. But now, he has finished a beautiful family. Imagine. These guys are no more with us. This beautiful couple are no more with us. Just because of an ex who will not let go. This is the story, and I'll leave it here. You can send us your story just in case you have one to this number, and send to this email as well. You can drop your comments. Let me know what you think. I'll bring more stories like this subsequently. I have another one for tomorrow, same time. We need to do better. It might be happening to a certain race, but it's happening everywhere. It's not just happening to this white race. It's also happening in the Black community. It's happening in the Asian community. It's happening every day. That is why choosing a partner is a serious endeavor. I see choosing a partner like getting a job. Before I close, in the process of trying to get a job, they'll take you through interview process, background check, all those checks and all that to be sure that you are a culture fit and all that. Please do the same thing when you want to get married to anyone. Thank you so much for watching.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and press the notification bell. Goodbye.